Namaskar. I'm Kumar Rakesh and you're watching Global Governance News. Today we're going to discuss the UNGA. The will UNGA will discuss the Taliban terrorism and Corona. Just I was just try to analyze and reading the agenda and whatever 76th session of the UN General Assembly opened on Tuesday, 14th September, and it will go on the 30th September. On that day, Abdullah Sahid of Maldives was sworn in the General Assembly President and he opened the 76th session. The first day of the high-level debate will be start on tomorrow, 21st September. The general debate will take place on Tuesday, 21st September, Monday, 27th September. Our Indian Prime Minister also addressed the session on 25th. That is Saturday, and due to the global pandemic, the size of delegation allowed into the General Assembly will be limited. The UN member states are encouraged to provide pre-recorded statements in lieu of the traveling to UN headquarters. Over there are 193 member states are there, so over 100 about 100 head of states or government are expected to attend the person. The UN General Assembly is the main policy-making organ of the United Nations, and the policy will provide a short overview that some key issues are discussed during the general debate and several high-level events during the opening of UNJ 76. But I was trying to read the agenda, but in agenda I not find any the name of Taliban, and that will somebody say they made the policy. Maybe the policy they are not they kept the agenda like that. But I think whoever the member state who can raise the issue according to the requirement of the country and the states, the Taliban and terrorism and the Corona. And agenda, if you see uh, the provisional agenda, I decided on the 16th July 2021. So this is a long agenda, but in this agenda, if you see, there is a culture, there is a peace opening, and there is election president and already done, and report, resolution, and support for development peace, improving global road safety, and the rollback malaria, but not mentioned the corona, and the culture of peace, information communication technologies for sustainable development, that is already part of the UNGA adopted in 2015, microeconomic questions, and the follow-up implementation and the outcomes of international conferences of financing the development, sustainable development resolution, and this like all the development issues, harmony with the nature, combating sand and the dust storms, strengthening cooperation for the coastal zone, and just like that. So, and if you see like that, so these are all the issues and all the agenda: the agriculture development, food advancement of women, report for security, peace building commission. But I was just looking at the all agenda. Was the situation in Pakistan, Palestine, and the Middle East. But one line also there, the situation in Afghanistan. So that's why I just try to pick up the how, but not Corona, but that is all the development issue. So why just uh, uh, Rakesh Tiwari ji, and we have just Rakesh Tiwari from the Canada. That actually today there is a federal election in Canada, so I think by evening you may see the this government and another government.
Ji.
Unmute Rakesh Tiwari
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think you will find the new government by the evening. I think from your time.
Yes. Yes. And your morning time.
And Vandana ji is sitting in Chicago, but the headquarters is New York for UNGA. Our Indian Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi also going to attend. So how
What?
does you see the UNGA? I'll just take Vandana ji, then I'll come to you.
Sure. Sure.
Tiwari ji.
Sure. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
So Vandana ji, I just the only typical three issue how we tackle the Taliban terrorism and Corona, and we know the WHO agenda. WHO already just how China, all the great impact of China on WHO, and there is only they are going to discuss the Afghanistan issue, but not mention again the Taliban. And the terrorism is already issue the for the everywhere.
Namaste and good evening to everybody who's watching, as well as Rakesh ji, Tiwari ji, as well as Kumar Rakesh ji. As you mentioned, this is going to be a very crucial this year's General Assembly session. But one has to be very, very honest. Each and every nation has to come out and discuss the real issues. What are the real issues? Without even thinking, will that happen? I'm very doubtful because there are so many, because Quad meetings, we are seeing G7 summit, G20 summits, because the summits, are they taking us somewhere? What is going to the future? Because if we don't discuss openly, if we don't discuss with the fair, means impartial mind, we are not going to accomplish anything. Because in total, like 2019 till now, do people have a little clue how much the supply industry has been suffering because of this pandemic issue, aftermath of it? There are, if you go to the stores, you don't even see things which has never happened in the history, my 30 years almost living here. You go there, you don't find some stuff. So because it has been affected. And the people, those who are talking about, containers, the cost, it used to be from India, $2,000 to $3,000, that has gone escalated almost 30. So who's going to get impacted? We are not seeing that sitting here because it is all your credit card. But finally, when you just compare what you were paying, what you're paying today. So coming back to this particular session of UNGC, when we talk Taliban issue should be a priority, absolutely. Why not? Because do we want to set this kind of precedence that the other side of it, they also start we want to rule with the gun? No. What the mean of democracy? When they claimed what they have delivered so far, it's almost going to be 1 month since they have taken over. And the second very important thing, Corona, because it's not still over. When we talk about this Chinese virus, there are different kind of variants coming, but what is the origin of it? Why can't we publicly, all the nations, right, sitting in front of, they should be able to tell. If he has done that, there should be some remedy that they should find it out, penalize him. I'm talking about him means the nation, China. So this is, I think the Prime Minister is coming on 22nd. So there are going to be, as you mentioned, it's in New York. But the
24th is meeting with the Biden.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yes,
so, yeah. So 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and 25th, he's here. So they have to discuss terrorism because it is not yet over. There's a threat.
No.
And the Biden's wishy-washy things, because he's still a president of the United States of America, India has to make sure that they keep their stand very strong. And India has to get, because when it is a United Nations, so US is not the only country. There are other countries also. We have recently seen how the France has pulled out. It is it's a very recent news, from Australia as well as from their diplomats from US. So India has to take care of its own self. And I live in US, being a US citizen, US has to safeguard its own country too. But on the contrary, it is not about me and myself. It is about the universe and the globe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vandanaji. Just you have elaborated and just focused on the terrorism is the important key issue for all the countries. Even Afghanistan also, they're ruled by the so-called Taliban. So, Rakesh Tiwari, my question: how UNGA will tackle the Taliban, terrorism, and the Corona? As we know, the role of handling the Corona is not proper by WHO, the part of the UNO. And the Taliban is also the big issue.
So let me understand it correctly. Your question is about the Corona and the Taliban, right?
Taliban terrorism Corona, how UNGA will tackle. And already the Afghanistan issues of Afghanistan listed in the UNGA agenda.
Okay, let me address this. The first thing is that we should know. I will talk about certain areas. I want the viewers of Global Governance News and my fellow panelists, Vanna ji and you too, to know that 26th of September, Narendra Modi ji is going to speak on 26th September around 9. No, 26th. Sir. According to the schedule, I'm seeing it. 25th September, 9 a.m. That will be 9 a.m. for Narendra Modi ji. 25th of September will be for, if I'm not wrong here, for Justin Trudeau. And then Pakistani PM will be at 9 a.m. and Justin Trudeau will be at 3 p.m. And very interestingly, I see that Afghanistan's Abdul Ghani Khan, President, Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, he will be on. His name is there, by the way.
My God. Not, great. So nice.
Yes, that so Abdul Ghani Khan will be speaking. I do not know who's going to speak and what is going to happen.
No, Rakesh Tiwari, let me correct. This is agenda of the 16th of July.
Well, then they are too slow. Whatever is there, because that's actually that is. I am giving you last update is 14th September 2021. I can give you the link of it. I'm just putting it.
Please send me the link. But it means it means United Nations has not recognized the Taliban government.
Their problem. Let me come back to that. I have shared the link to. Is the latest update on 14th of September, and according to that, this is the schedule. Now let's come back to the Afghanistan, Corona, terrorism, all these things.
Sir, sorry, sir. You have reading the agenda of 75th session. This is 76th session. That's why confused. Please.
Okay. Okay.
Sir.
Because that was available 75th September. No.
Sir, this is a you have just link send me the 75th sittings, but this
is last update 14th September 2021.
Sir, but your link is just, you see the link. This is, you are saying the agenda of 75th session. That's why they are written the Abdul Ghani name of the Afghanistan person.
No. But clear me out. This is, we are talking about 2021. We are today is a 5 days back, 6 days back. This is.
Sir, I am sending you another link. Just you see the UN.org. And you can see the all agenda what I discussed.
I am sending. Listen to me. Let me say this. So we can save the time. This is a United Nations scheduled of General Assembly panel, plenary and related meetings, and this is what is there. Of course. So why they did not update? Why they put it that this
is if you go in details, he's absolutely right, because the date showing Tuesday, 15th of September, this is going to happen first plenary. So it is 2020. They have not updated that. You are absolutely.
They have not updated. So it's their problem. It's their problem.
No, sir. United Nations. I already sent you link.
Let's put it this way. It's not. I'm talking for myself. They should not put it there. That 14th of September 2021
Sir, this is a matter of fact. That's why we surprised.
I understand. 76
talking about the Ashraf Ghani name should not be there, but I sent you the UN document.
Why saying 14th of September 2021 last update on it?
Sir,
ask them. We can't answer for them.
Well, exactly. Same way I can and cannot answer them. I was just reading there. Let me come back to my point. Else we'll be circling around that, around that particular topic. Now, UNGC has so many challenges, definitely, and the world has changed since we are talking about Afghanistan. This is another milestone, you can say. I wish and hope that this UNGC will have a great and good debate. I hope, but I don't believe it is going to happen. It's a multipolar world we are living now. There is no single country which can claim that, okay, we are the superpower and the balancing act is going to go. COVID is such a serious issue, and I'm shocked and surprised. I hope some countries will raise the question, the origin of COVID, because millions of people have died, people have suffered, and who should be held responsible? The citizen of this world, they want to know from United Nations Assembly. Another that, as I mentioned about the Taliban, means Taliban is not the question of country or anybody is having over power or change of power. It happens all over the world. But with this UNGC, the question is where world is going. Are we accepting it? Are they going to accept this? This United Nations Assembly is going to accept the current scenario, current government, so-called government, I will say, which is saying that we are the legit power of Afghanistan. So these things are there. I will say UNGC have been a hypocritical throughout. They have not missed. They try to do whatever is there, but mainly it was a power game of all the five big countries of security councils. The way they try to manipulate, they did it. Not only that, they have disregarded most of the human values and all the laws of United Nations, which was to control and govern the poor countries are compared to smaller countries. All these things are there. So very big challenge for UNGC, and at the verge of it, I hope
UNGA, sir, not
UNGA, sir, UNGA. So this is big challenges they have. I'm not very hopeful that they will be able to overcome. They will be overcome. They will be able to overcome, because world has been divided in so many parts. So as we know, why I'm saying that, one side is Australia is there, US is there, and then Britain, they have made their another alliance. France has pulled out its ambassadors from Australia and USA as well. They have done it. So world seems polarized, multi-polarized. Every country is looking for their own interest. Now, these things are there, and at this time and junction, as I said before, too, Narendra Modi ji has a greater opportunity to show its leadership. Okay, it is there, because world is going through a huge vacuum. What they are going to decide it, as I said, in my view, in my opinion, world has failed. This United Nations Assembly has failed when they did not act in Iraq. US has, at that time, okay, when US has gone over there, that was there. So all these messy stuffs are there. How they are going to clean up, how they are going to change it, do they have the guts to stand up against China, or ask the questions? All these questions are going to come over there. Only future will tell. But yes, hoping, but hope against hope. Thank you.
Thank you, Rakesh Tiwari ji, and welcome Alok Lahar ji, senior journalist from Spain. Actually, I was waiting for you. So Alok ji, just today I gave the subject. Tomorrow is the main discussion of the UNGA going to start by 21st till 30th September. This is the annual gala and agenda. So I picked the three subjects: the Taliban, terrorist, and the Corona. And there is a mention about the latest situation of Afghanistan. They already put an agenda, but particularly not seen the terrorism and Corona, but every general agenda for the development and SDG issues already there. So that's why I picked the issues. How we'll tackle the Taliban, terrorism, and Corona. I think some network issue, and Alokji disappeared. It may be.
Yeah.
So in between, I'll just take the Vandanaji. Vandanaji, how just you see the terrorism is a global issue now? I think. Just a moment. Yeah. So Alok, just when I was talking, you are just a network problem, just network drop. So how just you see the three issues and UNGA?
Good evening, Kumar Rakesh and fellow panelists. I take part of what Kumar Rakesh has been saying. I mean, if we talk about terrorism and United Nations General Council, I have in front of me, there was this 16/288. This was the resolution which was passed in 2006. And what did they do? We are reiterating its strong condemnation of terrorism in all its forms and manifestations committed by whoever, whenever, wherever, whatever purpose, as its constituents of one. No. So what I'm trying to say is, in 2006, this resolution was passed and it was condemned, and you are reaffirming. So this is a document which is about 9 pages. You can read it and reread it. And what has happened on this in 2021 till 2021? So from 2006 to 2021, nothing has changed. So if nothing has been done, what do you expect them to do now? I don't think anything would be there. Now, there was this direct question asked to the spokesperson of United Nations, that what would be your, an issue on this, that more than half the cabinet of Afghanistan, the Taliban cabinet of Afghanistan, they are on the UN terror list, and they are UN classified terrorists. What are you going to do about them? They passed the buck. They did not say this is going to happen or that is going to happen. They simply did not say anything. He says we don't take these steps. The member of the of the council, they take these. Now let's see what is there. What will the members decide? Now we are in front of a situation which is unprecedented in the history of humankind, that we have a government which is formed by a group of terrorists. This has never happened in the history of humankind. What do you do about this? This is very unprecedented, at least from India's point of view. Our Prime Minister has very clearly said, and from what I can read from him, we have always condemned any kind of terrorist activity. We don't differentiate between good terrorists and bad terrorists. And I think India will have a very firm resolution that we should not take them away. Or you cannot call somebody black today and then call him white tomorrow. Either he's black or he's white. What you cannot do is that this person, he's a murderer and he's been convicted of murder, and then you say no, he did not murder. It cannot happen like this. I mean, either they were terrorists and now you call them freedom fighters, or what are you going to call them? This is a big problem. So let's see what tomorrow, and but then there is this problem that in the Security Council, there were 15 members and the resolution was brought forward by France, UK and United States. And then when it came to voting, almost it was unanimous. Only the veto part countries, they did not vote. So which is kind of strange. And so I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Let's wait and see. But I think Pakistan would be the country which would be, they are saying that our names should be cleared, that this is not fair, that our names have been put as terrorists in United Nations. So how are you going to clean it? It is not that, one day you label somebody, as I said, black, and then tomorrow he becomes white, or the other way around. So let's see what is going to happen. This is an unprecedented situation in the world history. Let's see what this has to do with us. Let's see.
Okay. So, just Vandana ji, how just America has been just reacted about the Taliban in Afghanistan after the exit from there. Now, what is the stand of terrorism? That is the same as just before going to Afghanistan, after exit from Afghanistan. How do you analyze?
As Alokji did mention, there is nothing at a good terrorist and a bad terrorist. Terrorist is a terrorist, and radicals are radicals. We have been facing this situation. It has been because the US faced it, like it's been 20th anniversary, that. But it was happening before, but acknowledgement. But India has been facing it way too before. So in the 20 years, what has been done? Means like the people, those who were responsible to bring down, the Twin Tower, their grandkids or the kids are now responsible and forming the government. Is this the development? Are this the way we are tackling it? And the people, those who have been made ministers in the government of Taliban, who are those people? They are all being in the jail. They are the most wanted list. So what are we seeing it? Because the message has to be loud and clear. We evacuated, that's okay. But Evacuation at the cost of what? Making ourselves fool in the world, in front of the world. Yeah, it is, like, everybody. And I just want to share with you, like, when we talk going outside, a lot of people, even from the same party, the Biden's party, because they always say that this has not happened, right, to be honest. But again, our opposite means our people within the party, it is not like the people within India, like, because Vato, if the government is doing something right, even then that is wrong, because what we are seeing it. But here they just keep quiet. It's not that you will see the people making. Had the same situation being in India, India would have evacuated. You would have seen how these are leftist liberals, they would have been on the streets making, and then there would have been other, not a Shaheen Bagh, but another Bagh would have been there. But in US you will not find these kind of things, like, that is the difference between Bharat and United States of America. There are protests happening, but they are in a different tone. So people are not generally very happy with this situation. And veterans, I did mention earlier also, veterans are not happy. What did they gain out of it? Because they lost their teammates and stuff like that. We did spend money. And there is a lot of discussions that the money lost is a money gain. Like, businessmen's gained it. But it is a loss of a common man. It is a loss of a common man, like, because they have suffered as being a taxpayers, like, and the soldiers' families, they have gone through so much of turmoil. So that is what my call is. Thank you.
Thank you. Rakesh Tiwari, how just mentioned Vandana ji about that, how that America is tackling the terrorists and how they have tackled the Taliban. Do you think America really tackled the Taliban in Afghanistan? One. Number two, how just Corona, I think there is no impact. Just there is impact in the every parts of the world, but they are not scared of about the Corona.
Well, let me address the both things as you mentioned, and U.S. has changed its course. And when we talk about the be it prime minister or president of any country, they reflect up to a certain limit, I would say even majority limit, the mood of the nation. So if you see that, and why I'm saying it, let me give this, and that will answer the both questions what you have asked about the Corona as well as the terrorism and Taliban and US's point of view. So if you see that, and as President Biden, he has said that every president after George W. Bush Jr. wanted to get out from there. Okay, everybody was promising, but somehow this way or that way it was getting delayed, and then Biden has snapped out. So US has changed its course, is going to that limit, that is saying that ekla chalore, means let's go alone. Anybody, they don't want to take the responsibility of world leadership. They're gonna keep the up to that limit, that without their permission, they will keep their thumbprint for sure. They'll keep their foot for sure, but they are no longer the so far so good, be it Biden or be it President Trump. They both are reflecting the one idea, and that one idea even going to that the NATO countries, be it not getting along with the NATO's countries, are putting the tariff on them, where are snapping out of Afghanistan. That was one thing. Then you see that the another recent chaos which happened, where France has called its ambassadors from Australia and USA. So what it means USA is much more concerned about rebuilding inside. Okay, they are no longer is going to be poking their nose directly to in any country's affair. And another reflection is this: the China and Russia, they emerged together, they are coming together powerfully. So far so good. Question of going about the terrorism, I don't think so terrorism problem has been solved. In my understanding, it has been worsened, because now every country is facing the threat. The European Union, they know the brunt of it, because a certain section of the we know the religion, that they think that they are at the jihad, they are going to war, and they want to convert wherever that is possible to have the world according to their Sharia law. And those people are determined, and they are forces. They are forces. They are with the money, with the source, with the power, the hidden agenda that they want to govern the world according to themselves. So there is a clear-cut fight there. Our local RGs has said so many times, this is the democratic, the fight between democratic forces and undemocratic forces. America has unfortunately sidelined itself on the both front. Is not leader anymore. Let's accept it. Where this fact, and they no longer wish to lead the world. Other than that, wherever they are standing, they don't want to be troubled. So this is what is there. Corona and both issues, terrorism, has to be tackled. Still, it has not been tackled. So far, so good. Still a threat to the world, threat to the world peace, and even for the people at large, for their health too. Corona also is the same issue. Thank you.
Okay, I think there is some technical issues of the Alok Laharji just come and go, and
It's coming and going. Yes.
yeah, that's in the network issue maybe there. So I'll take the last take from the Vandana ji. Just do you think the United Nations General Assembly will tackle the issue of the Taliban, Corona, and terrorism properly with the consent of the all countries?
I'm not
Wishful
hopeful.
thinking. Sorry, interrupted. Wishful thinking. That's it.
I'm not hopeful at all, because I woke up. The dream means, like, it's not going to happen, because these organizations are not doing their work, what were they formed for, and this is becoming a biggest mockery. Actually, it is also a taxpayer's wastage of money to have these kind of organizations. Let's put it this way. This is very blunt statement of mine, but this is like, that is what I'm seeing. What have they accomplished when we talk about WHO? World Health Organization. What did they do? When we talk about United Nations. So these are like, they should not get influenced by any nation, let it be big or small, because we have to make sure that whatever the charter, when these organizations were made, I'm going to use a word, when they were manufactured. So what did their mission was? Are they living up to their mission? No, because gradually it is failing. Do we need a new United Nations? I'm going to say yes, of course, but then the small countries have to make their own consensus, and they have to come out together. Okay, we are not going to buy this nonsense anymore, to be honest.
And Vandana ji so bluntly just told about the United Nations, and the long time the demand just to reform the United Nations. This pending demands from so many countries, just to reform the United Nations for the purpose. But whatever United Nations has done, and the last, I think, see the before 2000 to 2015, 15 years agenda, and on the 2015 to 2030, that was the MDG, Medium Development Goal. That is a matter of concern. We can discuss the later what happened the MDG, the Million Development Goal. Now 2015, the Sustainable Development Goal. So that is also a matter of discussion year to year, time to time. So this is two big issues created by United Nations. So nice of you. Just you have participated. Anything to Rakesh Tiwari you to add? I'm just going to wind up.
Yes, I can definitely add. Like I echo the sound of what Vandana ji has said. Okay, we are the citizen of the world. Okay, and with a great concern we are watching, and we have to keep our voices loud and clear. And our expectations as well as too. I agree with that. A lot of people in the world, they are thinking that there's a wastage of our money and efforts. Okay, and a lot of just noise are there, but it's not effective. So world has to think about it, a more balanced approach. So-called this, my humble understanding, this United Nations Assembly should dissolve. There should be restructuring of the world. We are not anymore in 1943, 42, 44, 45. We are not in that.
This is 45. This is the
yeah, 1945. We are far away from there. Now there is a question.
Time to time,
they have not done it, sir. They have not done it.
Why New York?
They have not done it.
Why New York?
Why
New York? Why New York?
Bharat?
But
Why
Raki,
Bharat?
there
All
is
these
so many
major countries are
headquarters of
why they are
United
not
Nations
there?
organizations. There are so
Why?
many organizations. Some parties in Vienna, some part in Geneva, some part in
Yes,
the
sir.
US.
Whatever happened. The question is this. My question is this: why the restructuring of the United Nations have not happened? Why only 5 countries they are holding the world, and why these alliances are happening? Okay, let me say this: Afghanistan, and I'm addressing it very clearly. Afghanistan issue would not have happened if United Nations was working properly. Means no Russia could go, not US could go, not China could go. If United Nations was strong enough, United Nations army should go. No country's army should
Okay,
go. Okay,
that's a nice
simple as
suggestion.
that.
Okay, now going to end up. So nice. That is also concern. There is a concern why New York headquarter and why just all the issue as Vandana just said. So there is a need to restructure, reform the United Nations. Whatever structure are there, and India is developing. I think world is developing and developed in so many ways, in so many sectors. That should be highlighted properly in the front of United Nations to set the new goal. Whatever they set the new agenda 2015 sustainable development goal. So what about the MDG? What is the report? What have they done? That should be also discussed accordingly in the just the future for the perspective of the integrated development of the each countries who are the members of United Nations and members whoever that should be increased. So nice of you participated in this show, United Nations General Assembly. The discussion going to start on 21st September 2021, and about more than 100 premiers, head of states will attend, but not 193, whatever, every year due to pandemic, corona. So we can understand there is an impact of the corona on United Nations General Assembly also. So they can't avoid it and ignore it. And terrorism is the global issue. Every country has been facing it, since to US to India, and India to Costa Rica to South Africa, every part of the world. So all have to tackle jointly this sensitive issue of the world. Thank you very much. Just joint discussion. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.